And we are back again, the friendly neighborhood film watchers. We are Frankie Football. I am your humble host, Brandon, and I got my man, 100 Grand with me. Set it off, Chris. How you feeling today, Chris?
Hey B, it's on a Thursday, man. We were going Tuesday, but we tried to throw the bat signal up, but everybody had a lot of stuff going on. Camp is hot.
Mm-hmm.
DMV, it's all about getting down at the fight. A lot of guys, but man, salute to all those guys because they've been putting a little bit of work out in these streets. And we just, catching up, man, and wanted to talk about some of the things that are happening around our favorite time of the year, Christmas time, 2023, NFL training camp.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Chris, one great thing happened yesterday. We just sitting here working. Doing our regular day jobs.
Right.
I'm Bruce Wayne. You Clark Kent.
Yeah. Just
But
hanging
then
out, kicking it.
the Justice League phone rings. We get the alert. Our hotline blings, and we suddenly see that Trevon Diggs has gotten the big bread from the Cowboys. He arrived in Oxnard, and suddenly he gets the tap on the shoulder. They say, "Hey, come upstairs right quick."
Yeah, man, they was already trying to show him the money. They was on their Jerry Maguire, man. They was on their Jerry Maguire and showed him the money, man. They definitely did that. Showing a couple of different things, and it was kind of a flex that the Cowboys did by doing that. But go ahead, go and finish your thought, big guy.
So I love how they did this without it being all in the public side. I wish that the Cowboys would be able to do this more often.
Say what?
I dislike how you so eloquently coined him, Big Boss, uses the public as a bargaining tool.
Absolutely.
It paints the player in a negative eye very often, and it sours the relationship with the team very often. We've seen them do this with Dak. We've seen them do this with Zeke. Players like Dez Bryant, going back even further in the past. And this, with the new generation of players, I'm hoping that this becomes a trend. Newer contracts are done behind closed doors. The cornerstone players moving forward, like your Micah Parsons, guys who aren't the first round picks. Trevon Diggs was not. Hopefully guys like Deron Bland, who hopefully continue to have, ever progressing careers, who may, hopefully get paid. Hopefully these are going to be the contracts that would get handled behind closed doors. How do you feel about this?
I just like the fact of the matter that they did it without the hoopla, and but it also was a flex where they say you show up and we'll work with you. And going by one of probably he can arguably go down as probably the greatest offensive lineman for the Dallas Cowboys, Zach Martin, even in his contract dispute, by showing up at camp. We can talk. We can get this thing squared away, and go forward. I think it's just a show of trust between the player, the agent, and the organization to go forward.
Absolutely.
But in Trayvon's case, we all thought Trayvon was going to be the headache of the bunch. He's got a brother who usually makes a lot of noise. He's arguably one of the top 5 wide receivers in the league, and so we were thinking
from Baltimore. And they're from Baltimore.
I mean, how you up north, you further up north, Virginians like to act, y'all gotta let people know who y'all be. And so we thought he was gonna really act out. But I think he came in, Cowboys gave him a very, very a beautiful deal. And it was also kind of team friendly.
Talk about the numbers.
Well, the numbers are pretty much up front. I gotta get back to it because I was looking at my other guy who I wanted to see get signed, and he turned around and he ain't in camp right now, so kind of hurt my feelings. He really did. Hold on one second, bruh. Hold on one second. But sign his extension. Hold on. Ain't that crazy? I was literally looking at Zach Martin stuff, man. I was just so hurt.
We gonna touch that out on our next video. Don't worry. So keep that on a different tab, please.
Yeah.
Please.
But no, he turned around. He signed his deal, 4-year. Yes, I think it's on average of $15.4 million for his deal. But hold on, let me pull it. But it puts him in a light where he's got to be. He's not the highest paid guy.
That's right.
But 4 years, 61 0.8 million, average about 15.4. But the first year is like $1 million. And that's the beautiful part about it. And as we as football fans understand, the only money that they're definitely gonna get is the guaranteed money. The guaranteed money is phenomenal for him. So it makes it to the point, man, that he's not the highest paid. But he's to the point he has escalators in there dealing with interceptions and things of that nature, which gives him more of the incentive to be the ball hawk he is. It doesn't take him away from being that guy. And this is exactly what you want, man. You want a contract to get your best play, get your best players paid, get your best players incentivized to continue to do what they do well and do to the best of their ability.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he's got a running mate with the experience, the cachet, and the pedigree with Stephon Gilmore, you got to pick your poison. And I don't
Yeah,
think a lot of people want to try to, all this, oh, hey, he's a gambler, all this. No, you just don't really want to throw at that dude. And if I was a quarterback, I did the same thing last year. I would have took the lesser of two evils, and I'd have thrown at cornerback 2, 3, or 4 of the Cowboys instead of dealing with that guy because he was going to go make plays.
absolutely, absolutely. And to give clarity on the contract was a 5 year, $97 million contract.
Right.
So that averages him out to roughly 19.5 million dollars per year. Now,
Yep.
the masses may think, oh, that's a large amount of money, but he's not even the second highest paid cornerback per, in the league at the moment.
Okay.
So, it is a friendly deal in that regard.
Well, that goes back to tell you, going back to, the tirade that you've been on for the last month,
Mm-hmm.
You can sign a deal and not have to be the highest paid guy, once you sign the deal or the extension.
Yes.
Randy Dakota Prescott. So you don't have to do that, and still get your monies. So that's the one thing you want to look at. But he's got the total guarantees of about 42 million, which is good.
Yes.
33 million at signing. And it makes it to the point that you can have triggers inside of his deal that ends up you can kick over. I mean, you have a potential out in 2025, and that's 2 years, 34 million, with a $12.12 million cap hit. But you got the
Yes.
ability to trigger some things that by year 26, it doesn't really balloon to the point, and that helps out. That helps out the team. Cap is going to go up, and then you'll be able to move things around for him. So it's a really, really well written out deal. Little Boss did his thing, and like you said, he kept it from being in the news. He kept it from being the biggest, a fight between where people are going to choose him or his money, because people love counting other people's money.
Yeah. Now that's actually what's kind of interesting to me. Usually what you see where guys will, the first contract after your rookie deal is where you're supposed to, well, not supposed to, it's where players will generally be greedy, and I don't blame them. I am, hey, I support it,
Okay.
but just like you pointed out, there are a lot of incentives in this contract. There are potential outs in this contract. For example, just like you stated, after 2024, which 2 seasons away at this point, there are opportunities for him to be restructured. There's only like $12.75 million worth of dead cap left. With 3 years left in that deal, so it's quite front loaded.
Right.
So it doesn't seem like he went after the money directly in this
See,
contract.
that's where I think we as the common individual, we kind of lose sight of it. So you gotta look at also he's still getting guaranteed 42 million out of this contract.
Yeah.
Okay. In a state where it's no state tax. But more importantly, man, I mean, that's the most money he's ever seen in his life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's been in the league 3 years. He'd have made about 5 million. Now, the average man or woman over a lifetime of 20, 30, 40 years of working, they can make that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? But this guy's been playing ball for 3 years. He made about 5 million. They walked in and say, hey, Trey, we're going to extend you out. We're going to give you 42 million guaranteed. Trey ran to the door and said, "Hey, I don't have to be the highest paid guy. I just
Yeah.
got generational wealth in this shot, and I'm still at the height. I am still learning my skill and my craft, right? Because he's
Mm-hmm.
only been a quarterback right now 5 years, and now
Mm-hmm.
I got a running buddy who can help me even learn even more as my sidekick. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now it gives me the ability to hone my craft, hone my skills, work with a top flight guy to the other side, not including the guy who's in the slot and the way the secondary is weighing out. We're gonna be able to talk about that in more detail in another
Yeah.
video. But I can get some money right now. A large amount of money right now, and then have the ability at 28, 29 to restructure another deal or get another deal crafted to give me that last kick of money. So I think it
Mm-hmm.
was a win-win for both parties. He's an all-pro. He deserves his money. He can
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and go and do what he does best. And now he gets to, build on a great career he has with the Cowboys. I think it's an amazing deal. I think it was,
Yeah, man.
signs of things to come down the road for other players that we're concerned about, that we talk about. The CD
Mm-hmm.
Lambs, the Terrence Steels,
Yep.
the
Zach Martins,
the Zach Martins,
the
the
Micah
Ray Dakota
Parsons.
Prescotts. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about Micah because Micah's money is Micah money already. Micah's money's already good. Hey,
I pray.
there's
I
absolutely
pray.
no way. There's absolutely no way in God's creation Micah Parsons gets out the building. So I'm not even worried about Micah's deal. You know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing, Chris. Let me ask you this as one of our final questions. Do you think that this manner of doing things, do you think that this is the new trend, or do you think that this method of signing, doing it in silence, as the rest of the league does, do you think that this was just an outlier?
He should be. No, I don't think it's an outlier. I think that's just the way business should be done.
Mhm.
When you start putting people in the court of public opinions, people who've never made 150, 170, $200,000 a year, and they start making comments about what another man should do. Um,
Mhm.
it gets your whole fan base in an uproar where
Mhm.
you're infighting amongst each other. But more importantly, that player sees it.
Yep.
People being from the Richmond area, guys who play in the league. I know guys. I've got a child that's hot, seen on Twitter and things of that nature. And your phone is a part of your life. So when you
Mhm.
get Joe Schmovelli, who lives in Idaho, who wear tighty whities and live in his mama's basement, saying you suck, this, that, and the other, mental health is real. So
Yeah.
I think how the Cowboys are starting to realize, hey, these wars we do in the media don't turn around later to be in the best interest for us when we go to negotiate, because
Mhm.
we want the player. And so let's get them in a side where they feel like we're working with them, because at the end of
Mhm.
the day, the days of you're signing with us because we're the Dallas Cowboys, those days are over.
A
You
hundred
know
percent.
that those days. Oh, I'm just coming to sign here because I've always loved the Cowboys. Nah, you probably love certain players. Stephon Gilmore has been said in an interview, say his favorite player was Deion Sanders. Okay, so and he's wearing 21 now and things of that nature. But
Mhm.
those days, the guys, oh, I just always wanted to be a Cowboy, is hard, because my children have never seen us win championships. You know what I'm saying? My children of the age are like, hey, he likes the Cowboys, but they don't understand I'm living on, old past dead bodies, and I'll continue to live on those, because those championships ain't got no expiration date. And if your
Yeah.
team ain't got one, yeah, I said it. You ain't got one yet. But it does help out for working out deals down the road of keeping people where you're not talking and getting them all in the media like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. I definitely agree. Anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, man. I mean, Trevon Diggs got his money. We're looking for at least 4 more deals while we're in camp. Uh, Definitely looking for, yeah. I'm looking for at least 4. Uh, and I'm
In
definitely
this
and I'm
in this
definitely.
camp?
Oh yeah, I'm looking this year in this camp. I'm looking 4 deals, man. Get them out the
Mm.
way. So I'm about to start walking around the street with my sign Terrence, sign my cousin, sign my long distance cousin Terrence, and uh and get him taken care of. A lot of people had a lot of issues with Terrence, saying he's a great run blocker and not a premier pass blocker. Um, I beg to differ. I
Mm-hmm.
think arguably he was probably the second or third best lineman on this team last year before he
Mm-hmm.
got injured. And you saw the offensive line fall off precipitously. Did I get that right? Yeah, it fell off a cliff. I
Yeah, I
tried
read
it.
it today.
I tried it. Yeah, I can work with that one. It went off a cliff when he got hurt. So definitely sign Terrence, and definitely look at getting Sedarian paid as well as Rain Dakota Prescott. So that's definitely important here in the next two. Before we break camp, I'm talking about total camp. I ain't talking about
Mhm.
Oxnard. I'm talking about total camp before we get into the season. Get these guys signed and not have that loom over the team going into the year.
I can dig it, man. I can dig it. Getting as many guys as possible signed, and hopefully, move forward. But yeah, man, if you have stuck with us throughout this 15, almost 16 minutes, go ahead and slap that like button. Just give it a little
Just a
right
little
there.
tap. But
Yeah.
hold on, before you go there, B. And listen, we also want to
Mhm.
make sure, because we're putting them out
Yes.
here, we want to see if you like this format what we're using. We're keeping it kind of short, kind of quick, right, quick hitting points so that you guys can say, okay, hey, because we know you got a busy life. It's only
Of
so
course.
much time you can be with your lady and you
Yeah.
on YouTube listening to us and she ain't looking at you like, what you doing? Why you ain't
Mhm.
paying attention? It's like your brand is saying something. Set it off, got something you got going on. So make sure you let us know in the comment section. But hit the like button, man.
Mhm.
Hit the subscribe. Definitely share it to your friends because it's that time of
Mhm.
year. It's football season, man. And
Yes,
we
sir.
definitely love to continue. Go ahead and close this out, bro.
All right. And one thing that Chris didn't mention, go ahead and leave some in that comment section. If
Right.
you think that we just talking head, let us know something. If you agree with what we're saying, let us know even better. And
Absolutely.
as always, Chris may say he the Robin, but like we said before, he is the Clark Kent to my Batman.
Wow.
Batman always needs Superman to help him out every once in a
Wow,
while.
man.
Batman can't fly. All he got is a fly car and a jet.
He got a lot of money. Yeah, he got a lot of
Absolutely,
money. He the dude. He the dude, though. He's definitely the dude,
absolutely.
man. And man, and we together as always, man. We are Frankly Football. And until
Mhm.
next time,
Peace.
peace.